Welcome to the Properties to Profit podcast. I'm Michael, your host. Excited to share with you my journey from a six-figure job to building a successful real estate business. Each episode will explore various aspects of real estate investing, from wholesaling and flipping to managing rentals. I'll share the lessons and insights I've gained, aiming to help you avoid mistakes and achieve your financial goals. Expect guest experts, valuable tips, and practical advice to guide you on your own real estate journey. Thank you for tuning in. If you find any value in this podcast, please subscribe, share, and follow me on social media. Let's turn properties into profits together.
Good morning, guys. Michael here with Properties to Profits. And today, I really want to take the time to talk about marketing. Are you struggling with your business to get leads and not getting the result you want, and salespeople aren't closing deals? Maybe it's time to talk about marketing. And I think now is the perfect time to talk about it. We're seeing a transition in the market. I think most business owners are maybe seeing business be a little bit harder. And so I recently went to a marketing meetup called Brand Lab. Shoot me a DM if you want to learn more about it. It's all about marketing, and it's business owners and whoever runs the marketing department for your company goes. And so this was a great mastermind put on by Brandon McCurdy, who works for Sharper Business Solutions. He's kind of their marketing mind. And I want to go over some like the major takeaways I had. I think this was a great experience. And I believe a lot of us in business are struggling with marketing right now because it's not our focus, especially our small business owners. Like, we don't have a marketing person. The person we hired in the past really didn't know that much about marketing. And we didn't give them the time of day to train them either. So that's on us. And so what I wanted to really talk to you guys about is like all the opportunities in marketing and what you need to be handling. And so, like, first things first, like, we need to start thinking of our businesses in this world that we live in as AI businesses that do whatever you do. So for us, or tech businesses that do what you do, whatever vertical that is. For us, we're a tech business that just happens to do real estate. That's how we need to start looking at it with everything that's going on. So most businesses are still treating AI and marketing as a side hustle, and it needs to be your core systems. You can't be reactive anymore. You have to be proactive, and they're just not doing enough work. And that's what this mastermind talked about. Most companies aren't analyzing their lead data, their lead quality, and they're not investing in someone to do that for them. It's just on the back burner. When it becomes an issue, they try to tackle it. And the best companies are going to have that person analyzing that data every single day and solving those problems every single day. And so Brand Lab, they really talked about how you can use AI every single day. If it's something that takes you longer than 20 minutes, you should try to figure out how to AI can like shorten that time frame. And so, and then they taught us a lot of tools and techniques how to use AI. One big thing that I never thought of is every time you put something into AI as far as data with your company, whatever you're using, whether it's ChatGPT, that's what we use a lot. I know there's 100 other ones out there that we're all using. Make sure you're storing that data somewhere, because maybe ChatGPT isn't the winner. Maybe it's Google AI that you want to transfer to. You want to make sure that wherever that data is that you put into your ChatGPT to create that AI assistant that you're using, that you know how to get it and can rebuild that one on the new system, whatever that is. And so a lot of us aren't doing that. So save all your big prompts, save all the data you plug in. You want to know how you got there in case you do change AI systems in the future. They also talked about a lot of different AIs. The ones I remember are ChatGPT, Google AI, Storyboard AI, Scribe AI, Notebook LM, which was a really cool one. So it takes all your talks, all your meetings, and converts them to a podcast format so that you can use to train your team, or you push out content online, whatever it needs. They also talked about how to talk to AI. I think I do okay at this. I have a girl on my team, Lila, who's worked for me for over a decade. She does amazing at it. And so I always go to her when I need something, and she teaches me a lot. But start thinking in conversations, not just prompts. Think as AI as a person. Ask it for its opinions. Ask it to collaborate on things. Don't ask it to just do better. You can train it, and then it can train you. Ask it to train you. You can use workflows. AIs are starting to connect together, and you can have it pull things. So like we can have it pull from our Slack and other Google channels into ChatGPT, which is pretty cool. And I think a lot of us are forgetting that. Now, when it comes to marketing, the reason you want a marketing person, because you want them to understand and break down where every lead goes and every lead comes from, so that you're always creating ads that are targeting your ideal customer. You want to know what the next step is, where it's going to go, what system it enters. And that's what your marketing person should be tracking and see where the breakdown is. Because a lot of times us business owners think we just aren't spending enough money on marketing. And there's a good chance there's a break somewhere else. There's a good chance the salesperson isn't calling it. There's a good chance that the web form's not being filled out correctly. And you want your marketing person to audit these systems daily and weekly, no matter what, and figure out where it is. Remember, marketing is a revenue driver, and you need a person directly focused on that day and day if you're going to grow your business. Now, if your goal is not to grow past $1 million, you probably don't need this. But what they really talked about is someone who is just focused on it. You want someone who is a collaborator, so they want to be in office. The consensus was that if your marketing department works from home, they probably aren't doing much work, and they're probably just creating other documents for other companies. Because a good marketing person wants to be in the office, understanding the customer, understanding the sales process, understanding every single step of the way, understanding fulfillment, what's going on there, how can I make it easy for them. That marketing person is tracking every lead that comes in every day, which ones are working the best, which ones aren't. It's tuning the message, and always having different scripts built out that is going to drive the customer and give us more of our ideal customers. This is a lot of work. So you want someone who can think on their own. You want someone who has a high COG score. They think in systems and processes, and they want to make things easier for everyone else. And then you want to build out someone who can work for themselves as well, and eventually manage other people. Because when you're a small company, 1 to 3, you can probably get away with one person, but when you get above that 3, you're gonna need a second or even a third person. So make sure you're hiring the right people. And remember, marketing can get pretty lonely. So make sure you're meeting with that person at least once a week, for dedicated marketing meeting and notes, and see what they're learning, see what they're picking up, and see what they can teach you and help you in your business. A lot of us view it as a cost, but if we flipped it around, a good marketing person should be able to help you out there. And so I think a lot of us forget that. And so the other things they've really talked about here is your ideal customer and how you can get more of those. Create that avatar. You want the marketing person obviously doing that. And then create the sales scripts around that when you're doing it. And I think a lot of us forget that. We just want to get as much business into the funnel and close whatever can pay us today. Whereas if we just focus on the customers that were ideal fits to us, we'll be able to go deeper, probably make more money, and it'd be an easier process for the sales and fulfillment side, which in return is going to lower your overhead. I think a lot of us forget that. Um, Marketing is something that when you get really good at it, it makes the sales process easier, and it should make the fulfillment side easier too. So it will help make the business just run a little bit smoother, which will help your culture a ton. Um, and I think that's something we all forget about significantly too. So I had a marketing person, but it wasn't the right fit. Now we're going to be hiring hardcore for the right person. We know what to hire for. We learned from our last hire, and we're going to find the person out there who has the discipline to show up every day, check the leads, and knows our customers, and can build out our customer pipeline. And we're not just making high level decisions on that. Um, and then the other thing we really hit on is just having consistent messaging. I think a lot of times business owners, we just throw out whatever we can, but it's like you want to have a consistent message from your Facebook ad, your Google ad, TV, radio, print mail, whatever you're running in your business, have it all aligned, and then have your salespeople, whoever answers that first, what needs to be very similar. And then the closer needs to be similar, have the same inline message and tone throughout the entire thing. And then have your fulfillment side as well be that way as well. And then make sure that marketing person's following up, building out systems to get testimonials. Either you get a 5-star review, or you learn something that you could done better with the next customer. That marketing person should also be reaching out to people who didn't ever work with you and figuring out why that person didn't work with us. Why did they call whatever the lead magnet was or fill out the form, and what caused them to work with someone else, or why haven't they worked with someone else? That marketing person needs to be doing that and figuring that out. So it's a lot of work, I know. And so you want someone who is outgoing, a collaborator, interesting to get to know your customers because they can really use and go get more testimonials, which will drive more business. And that will be the cheapest business you get. The easiest business is from referrals. And so you need a marketing person who can do that time in and time out. And so, guys, what I really want you guys to take away from this is get around marketers if you're trying to grow your business. Shoot me a DM if you want to be part of this mastermind. And I don't know what it's like to get into it, but I'm sure there's going to be some open spaces coming. I thought they did a great job. Everyone there wrote down ideas for each of us. We all shared our businesses and what we were struggling with and how we could do better in marketing. And everyone combined added their own notes on a separate piece of paper for each individual person. So guys, some takeaways are make sure you're treating your company like a tech company that does real estate or plumbing or whatever you do. And not a real estate company that just tries to implement tech. Remember, tech is going to be coming down the pipeline fast. You want to be on top of it. You don't want to be behind it. Make sure you have a marketing person. Spend that money there on the right person, someone who's checking the data, someone who's a collaborator, someone who wants to be in the weeds, figuring things out, someone who can run with a task. That's going to take someone who's a quick learner, high COG score, and someone who's willing to talk to your customers, good and bad, and figure out what went wrong, what could have gone better. You want someone who is bringing you ideas and coming to you when things aren't going right. You don't want it to be the other way around, because if it's you, the business owner, it means you're missing out on other opportunities to be growing the business. So guys, I hope you got some value out of this short podcast on marketing. I know I gained a ton and we got some work cut out to us. If you know anyone who wants to be in marketing in a primarily real estate business, we're hiring someone who wants to manage our Google ads. We have a PPC provider, but we want you to come manage them. We want you to come manage our TV provider and all of these things so that we can grow this thing together. Like I said, our goal is to be a $10 million company, and we are looking for that marketing person who can come own that department and grow this thing to the next level. Appreciate you guys and have a great day. If you like anything you hear, go ahead and like and share and follow me on Instagram, realestatemic02. Thanks.
Thank you for listening to the Properties to Profit podcast. I hope you found today's episode valuable. If you enjoy the show, please subscribe and share it with others who might benefit. Follow me on social media for more updates and tips. Until next time, keep turning properties into profits.